Hi friends, hope you are doing well. Now, many of you know that in many cases in computational science, you actually have to solve problems which involve a huge amount of computer time. And these are often classified as high performance computing problems, or this is also sometimes known as HPC. So in these cases, what computer programming language should you use? This is a question always out there. Now, as far as many of these HPC type of problems, they involve solution of PDEs, and the resulting equations which you get in the form of matrices, vectors, tensors, and so on are of enormous size. And the problem becomes even more when you actually take this kind of solver and you put it in some loop. For example, you may want to do Monte Carlo simulations where you essentially want to run the deterministic simulation at a plethora of points out there to get some statistical features from the system. And also in case you put an optimization problem on top of this particular solver. So in these cases, it may take actually days, if not weeks of computer time to solve these problems. And so it's not only the computer which you may have access to very powerful computers, maybe supercomputers and so on, but also the programming language you use becomes very important. Because in case you are using a slow programming language, then the problems which you have with respect to computer time are going to become even larger, whatever the hardware you may be using here. So what often happens is that you have these PD solvers, you have loops around them. If you are doing robust optimization or reliability based optimization, you may actually have to call these solvers thousands of times, maybe even tens of thousands of times to look at the uncertainty quantification aspects of this problem. So let's look at three languages which are often used in these kind of problems. These are of course all languages which are widely used in scientific computing. So these are Fortran, Python, and C. So if we look at Fortran, that is of course the traditional language for scientific computing, and in many cases it's still going strong. For example, in many national labs, in many companies which do HPC, and also in many strategic systems which you may not even know of. So what is the reason for the popularity of Fortran? One of them is that Fortran is a very lean language. It actually is a language which is explicitly developed for formula translation. The name Fortran comes from formula translation. And if you are seeking to work with vectors, matrices, tensors, then Fortran is a language which is very much suited to this kind of thinking. In fact, Fortran is the language which actually starts the vectors off from 1 and not from 0, which is often done in C and Python and many modern languages, for example. So if you are looking at any kind of problem which can be discretized, then Fortran may be the way to go. Now, one more thing in Fortran is that if you use classical Fortran, then you can actually tell the compiler what are your particular variables, for example, real variables, int variables, and so on, by just choosing the implicit nomenclature in Fortran where I, J, K, L, M, N is used for int and the remaining are used for real. So in many cases, Fortran can help you write very fast, very powerful code. There are powerful libraries out there such as the IMSL library, and Fortran is often optimized for numerical computing. Nowadays, there are of course all kind of GPUs out there, compilers out there, for example, brought out by different chip companies. These may be brought out by NVIDIA, by Intel, and companies beyond this, which will help you write very fast Fortran code. Now, the second language, which is also very fast, is C. This is also a pretty old language, and though C++ has come up, there are a plethora of features in C++ if you want to use OOP. Actually, C is very frequently sufficient as far as numerical programming is concerned. Now, one of the problems in C is that people tend to use pointers all the time. Of course, this can make for very efficient code, but the readability of this code can be very difficult for many people. But of course, do remember that C is the language which is very close to computers. And so very often people coming from computer science background, they often prefer C and C++. People who are coming from scientific programming background and the different engineering departments, they are often very well versed in MATLAB. So what they do is that they try to use MATLAB, but MATLAB may not be most appropriate for HPC. So they then try to use Fortran, they try to use Julia, and very frequently they may end up using Python because that is something which is relatively easy to learn. Now, if we look at Python programming language, it's actually not developed so much for numerical computing. It is a language which is meant more for making programming very simple, making programming something which people can grasp simply. And many people nowadays know Python. So one of the advantages of Python is that it has become very popular. So very often if a code is written in Python, then many people are going to be able to work on that code. Now, remember that Python is a pretty slow language because it essentially goes line by line through the code. It is an interpreted language, and many of the things which lie beneath Python, for example, NumPy and so on, the different libraries, these are written in C and C++. NumPy tends to be very fast, but then there are libraries like pandas and so on, which may not be as fast as NumPy. So again, this is something to keep in mind, that Python is a language which may be good enough for many purposes, but for scientific computing, it may not be the optimal choice. So you may want to go with Fortran, you may want to go with C. And if you're looking for a modern language, you can also go with Julia. I'm going to put some links in the description box and in the end screen where you can find more information about these languages. And I have also made a tutorial on Fortran. There are 9 videos on that which take you through various things. For example, Newton-Raphson method and different methods, including complex step differentiation, derivative calculation. I'm going to give a link to that playlist, or at least one of the videos, in my description box and end screen also. And if you have any particular experience about HPC computing, what language are you using, please make a comment on the video, and I will be very interested to hear your experience in terms of HPC, the compiler you're using, the language you're using, and the general problem you are solving. Is this to do with PDEs, or does it have to do with something else?